foot. OBS changed my settings again. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello. Oh, and now YouTube's griping at me. Bitrate is lower than recommended. I can't do anything about that. Never have been able to. Yes, thank you, Mayhem. Thank you, Darlene. All right, what I was saying, this is something totally different. I was in here doing tests, playing around last night. This is a creative game, meaning there's really no game to it. You can build anything you want, however you want. And I took a save I made. I was playing with Miss Shelley from Cozy Cow Gaming, and she broke the game. And I was trying to recreate that to figure out a way to undo it, and there's really not a way to undo it other than edit a save file. And I could see how that would be distasteful. There's nothing to do here. I can build anything I want. I don't need anything. Well, I'm sorry, Mayhem. Do you want me to delete it, and then you can ask? So I'm kind of just messing around, drinking coffee, talking crap. The usual morning fare from the Daily Ack. I wonder, can you do that? Will it let you build right on top of that? And it will. It's not directly on top. Okay, come on. We can do better. Good morning, country lady. Country lady, I need your YouTube address for that account because I want to make you a mod, and without that I can't make you a mod. Oh, that's going to be fun. I'm going to have to figure out how I want to get into this now, but oh, no, not down, up. Thank you. I'm just hopeful this all lays out right. It might. Close enough. Thank you, country lady. I appreciate that. Let me... And now I want to see if I put a window here. Me likey. I will endeavor to uphold the normal level of snark, but I'm not fully functional, so I may not achieve full snark mode. Shaman, we understand. And for as much as I'm around here clicking on stuff and thought I had my stuff together, I come to find out that I really don't. I keep seeing things that aren't set right, which is blah. Okay. Oh, I went one too far. That's all right. I can fix that. Now, this is something I have thought about doing in the past, is just having a day just to a free-for-all build what you want thing. That's going to be... And I can't build there because that rock gets in the way, which really made me unhappy. Nope. It's just not gonna. Yep. I wish it would let me build it anyway, but it won't. Oh, come on, get off of there. I need one more. Okay, I see what I need to do. Yeah, I saw that DM pop in. I figured it was you. I have to admit, just building without any of the worry, sometimes it'll let you clip through things and sometimes it won't. But I have to admit, building just without any worry about where the stuff's coming from or anything, quite neat. Whoa. Why are you being that way? Oh, I put it the wrong place. That's why it was bouncing me. I gotta watch that. Now, I wonder, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But that's... If I could build a bio lab right in the middle of all that. Nope, I don't want to deconstruct. I want a door. Oh. All right, up, up, up. There we go. And just let me say, TGIF, this has been the longest week ever. Every time I see TGIF, I think of what they told us in grade school, or the old joke about toes go in first. Not, thank God it's Friday. All right, now let's do that and that and that and that and that. Will it let you? And it will. I'm a little surprised about that. Toes going first works too, I guess. Yeah. Yes, it absolutely does. All right, I'm stuck on something. I'm not terribly unhappy with that. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty happy. That's probably the most outrageous thing I've ever built. I was actually considering a deluxe version of the Chateau de Yuckum that Amp did in the Wolfpack community game. Now, I just wonder. There's two. You could put two here. There ain't nothing to do but do it. What's going to work better, a 2x or a 3x? Okay, hold on here. That is a 2x. But would a 3x be better? Okay, don't walk in that hole there. It could be bad. There isn't an ultimate goal. It's a creative game. I can build anything I want. And I'm just trying to see, like I said, I'm taking my inspiration from Amp's Chateau de Yuckum to see if I could make a larger, more fleshed out version. I've never really done a heck of a lot of exorbitant building in this game. And while doing testing and talking to Mayhem, about whether or not the stream looked good, because I did get an email from YouTube yesterday saying that my account had been restricted. And to quote it exactly, hide the daily act to help our community, keep our community safe. We limit some of our more powerful features to channels who have built and maintained a positive channel history or who have provided verification. As of now, your channel doesn't have sufficient channel history, and it really is pretty vague about what channel history you need. It has lost access to advanced features. This may happen because your channel did not follow our community guidelines. I have checked the community guidelines. I have not run afoul of them. I haven't had any copyright strikes, anything. You won't be able to do things like get higher daily limits for live streams, shorts, and video uploads. And I really don't do a lot of video uploading, and I don't do shorts. I despise them. Live streaming's all I do. As long as it's good enough that, you know, it's a pleasant viewing experience for you guys, I'm fine with it. Embed live streams. Don't do that. Pin comments. Don't do that. Add external links to your video descriptions. I have never done that, but it's on the possibility. To restore access, you can build positive channel history by following our community guidelines or provide video or ID verification for quicker access. This may not be available for all channels. I gave him a video of my face. Is it better now? I will not give them a video of my driver's license. I'm just not going to. And if it comes to that they say, hey, you're going to be restricted into perpetuity, I hate to say I'll move to Twitch, but I'll move to Twitch. I don't like the platform as much, I'll be perfectly honest. And while I was playing around testing last night, I was playing around in this game just to have something to stream. Now, I have turned myself up, and I've got my input mixer up, and I don't know what else to do. Let me go look at one other thing. I have no idea. Hey, Big Dave. It says volume low for anyone else. From what I can see, I'm putting out a normal amount of audio output. Now, I do talk kind of softly, and I was reading something, so it could have been that, but from what I can see, I'm up. Okay, 2 buys are going to be better than 3 buys. Wow, I've turned my headset up and holy heck, about blew myself out. Oh, built it wrong. Come on, you've got to go back there. The game sounds a bit loud. Okay. Yes. Now we'll see. Up. Come on. Fly, fly, fly. Ah! Some way or another. Oh. Dave, since you came in late, This is a creative game, and I'm just building to be building. It's about the most random thing you could do. Now, what do I want to do here? It was almost the back porch. I almost tried to work it a little differently, but I decided against it. Oh, that's the one I wanted. Right there. I was kind of doing something to model it after a larger version of the Chateau de Yuckham. Do I think I can do this for an hour and 20 minutes, or an hour and 10 minutes? Maybe. If I start running out of ideas, I'll probably go into a regular game. Big Dave, I perfectly well understand. However, just so you know, you're always invited. If I'm gaming, you're gaming. If there's a code in my general Discord, pretty much anybody can join. That's in our Discord, the Discord. No, I actually, knock wood, slept pretty good last night, and that's a thing. Yeah, I was building on top of biodomes and decided to just go up from there. Thank you for telling me, Big Dave. I wish they had a different shaped window. My head's not in the right place to be on comms today. Well, now, having said that, Big Dave, if you wanted to come on and turn your microphone off and just go build to your heart's content, you would also be welcome to do that. I'm just a little bit happy about how all that lined up. Okay. What to do now? At some point, it's going to become a problem for me to keep going up. Oh, come on. I don't want you the whole way over there. Come on, back, back, back. Back. Oh, it won't let you have a link right there. But that's where I want it. That's the one thing I don't like about building with a controller. It can be a little bit hit or miss. Come on. Up, up, up. Up, 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 up. Okay, come on. What in the world? Hold it. I think I know what I can do. Oop, come on. Well, that's true. However, the precision of it is, it can be pretty fiddly to place things. Hold it. I just had a thought, which is why we're doing this in the first place, which is pretty scary. I only had an hour the night before. Something must be up with this week. Time to be gentle and patient with ourselves and each other for, and a darn good point. Why are you being red? Am I too close? Okay. And that's not tied into the building. Okay, come on. That one's going to be difficult to get to. Or hold it. Got a better idea. Come on. Here we go. All right. One more time. Oh, oh, oh. And then press the wrong button, you idiot. Now I've got to figure out a way to get up here. Oh, dang, didn't mean to do that. Oh well. something. Oh, I see what's going on, I think. Why didn't we get a door right there? Because they're not sitting next to one another. That's why. Well, that's not good or fun or anything. Planet Crafter tetanus. Absolutely. That's yeah, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Something is a little bit out of line. And what it is, I have no idea. Oh, come on. That's farther out. And it still didn't pop in right. Whoops. Well, you ever-loving pain in the backside. Well, that's what this build started from, was stuff being broke. I think I know what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to take that out. Throw a couple of 1-bys in there and be done with it. Oop. Because I just wanted to make sure that I got up to the next level. I was trying to make 2 steps so you could go up and down. Turn all that off. Yeah, I would love to know. It's just a little off. And that's 3. So I can... Okay, back. Nope, that's only 2. Okay, if you're actually going to link over there, I'll take that. Okay, back from me. Evil steps. that set of steps right there. That's, or the ones that are hanging on the outside, but I did make that hang out for a reason. And I did not, well, that looked like a window, but it's not. Your build is like my house. Only one room is properly square, but it's 4-degree rotation from the center line of the foundation. Thus, every other room in the house is out of square. Yeah, house I grew up in was built in 1925. When my mom and dad went to have that thing remodeled after I got in my 20s, they had all kinds of problems. I am not well pleased with this interior step thing, that it will not link up properly along the side there, because it gave me the chain to say that it was linked, but I can see from right, it's not. Makes me wonder, I should just do that, go inside, build it from the inside, and that way you know it's linked. I've got to go up here, build a door, step out into the blinding light. Come on, fly, fly, fly. Maybe I should have built that. Well, the one below it isn't rounded. So... Ooh, that's a big living compartment, so I can't round that off. So I need to just take those corner pieces out. Well, that went well. But I could also see this being an apartment, workers live in the apartment, and then all the downstairs stuff is where you work now. That's my vision. Okay, I have fooled with that enough. Let me reconfigure, and I'll actually go into the game that I was playing. Exit to the main menu, play. Okay, that's not it. It's standard number 5, I do believe. Or it's that one. Yeah, this is the one. I just changed gears and went into my game. Now we're actually gaming. Yeah, he's not wrong. My build was way out of square. While we're looking at stuff, Can I build a second one of those? Yes. Iron, magnesium, cobalt, aluminum, and superalloy. Iron, magnesium, cobalt, superalloy. And aluminium that I didn't get. Yeah, as I was building upwards, I was putting internal stairs on it, and sometimes the stairs would tell me they were linked, and when I'd put them down, then they suddenly wouldn't be linked when I walked inside the building, which was kind of a pain in the butt. Other than that, you missed a fabulous amount of nothing. The walkway out to the something just went whomp in my ear. Must be the amp revamp. Okie dokie. And I shouldn't have went and checked Discord standing outside. That was not smart. Now, let's see. Flower spreaders. Might have to look at that here in a second. GPS, blah, 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 blah. Rocket engine, 2 superalloy, 3 silicone, and 3 cobalt. Or so there's 2 rocket engines, 4 superalloy. Trees. Because I think I got a couple of rocket engines whacked up in there. No. Darn, darn, darn. That's okay. Iridium rod, 2 uranium, and a superalloy. As I heard it another way, Shaman, blessed are the cracked, for they let in the light. I like that one. Okay, I don't have to make but one rocket engine. And I would like to think that applies to us because we're all a little cracked. Or as I like to say to people when they're putting themselves down, don't kick too hard. there's a crack back there. I will say that today's stream almost got canceled because we're doing family things again today, but I said, no, I like my streams, and we're going to go do something even if it's wrong. All right, now I need 3 more super alloy. That's 4 total. And then 3 silicon. You know, the human connection of streaming is what, floats my boat. However you want to say it. You guys have become a good thing for me. It helps me get out of my own head, because you can say what you want, and yes, I'll joke about it that that's not a good place to be, but it truly isn't. Too much time spent in your own head pondering crap that isn't all that important is probably a good thing. Dave, you're not here. You can't stop me. I'm putting up rockets. Launch pads go, that being able to walk off the launch pad into the building is, I like that. I'll have to work that one again. Thanks, Dave. Connection is important. I hate to say that I've got stuff going on in my life that isn't easy to deal with, and this gives me a balance point, if that makes any sense. I don't go and dwell on my problems, which is a bad thing. Bad. I've got to get outside and see just exactly what this might be. Is that just minerals? I'm beginning to believe it is. Shaman, I won't disagree with your statement about everyone needs a place for balance and a place with no pressure. I'm hard on myself. I mean, country ladies even said to me, "You're far too hard on yourself." She's not wrong. The only drills we have are tier 3. You know, anything I can do that I'll get out of my own head, I will overthink things to the max. Just, it's part of the reason why I don't sleep good at night. Because when I wake up, I mean, there are times my mind is already going just as soon as my eyes fly open. I could sit and do math, and that's a clarity that is scary to me. It's bad when you go from a game that you could build anything, and then you go back into a game that you can build only the things that you can, you know. That you have the stuff for. But, I wish I could find a way to get out of my own head. I wish I could find a way to make the voice in my head shut up. The world doesn't need me all the time, and I don't need myself all the time giving myself hell. To say I overanalyze is an understatement. I even got into an argument with the boss over something that was stupid and insignificant, and it was finally just shut your mouth. Because does it matter in the great scheme of things? No. Country lady, I'll be the first one to relay the information if it happens. Let's not mince words. I love that woman. That she puts up with me. She's a tremendous blessing, and I make it my life's work now not to rock that boat. And when I suddenly do, because of being a bullheaded, I walk away from it and go, you're an idiot. There you are picking a fight with the best thing that ever happened to you. If you had any sense at all, you'd shut your pie hole and maybe learn something. She has taught me so much, and I've taught myself that I'm fixing to run out of oxygen. And that I don't know everything, even if I think I do, and that humility needs to be a thing. And I need to go at everything from being the least of these, because every time I think I know something, I find out that I've got my head firmly entrenched in my backside. Oh, the inventory is full. And I know there's iridium back here. Let's sort. Oh, you dummy. You didn't You didn't eat it. Now, I have to admit, I wasn't raised around people who were calm and well reasoned. My dad was, my mother absolutely wasn't. Yes, the fact that you are aware of that puts you way ahead of the game. Yes, and you're not wrong. You know, people who, uh, if you're crazy, you can't say, I think I'm crazy, because you're objective enough to realize it. Therefore, you're not crazy. Um, you know, people who are firmly entrenched in something don't realize it till you get out and look back at it and go, oh my Lord, I was. Mm. I believe God puts people in your path precisely at the moment you need them most. I know I found this community at the perfect time. And, vice versa. Like I said, this is all Amp Andreas's fault, because if they hadn't have made streaming look like fun, I probably wouldn't be doing it. You know. In my youth when I was bullheaded, I might have had something to have backed it up. And now, in my old age and considerable painfulness, you know, what can I say? I'm an old man. I am nothing. I am a has-been. I am washed up. I am and never was. And most likely all of that is true. But I'm still me. I'm still here. And I'm still, at some point in time, people are going to come and ask your opinion. And, at that point, they're going to want to have somebody to talk to. And, it surprises me greatly that people ask my opinion. My son called me to ask me how to help work on a car one time, and that was the best gift he could have given me as a dad. I was trying to make a point that my dad was pretty well reasoned. My mother was not. Well, that's my load of horse crap, and that's what I believe, and I am all of those things in spades. Um, I'm a much better person when I deflect my role and back away from the spotlight and work in the background. You know, am I washed up? Oh yeah, I can't do a tenth of the things I once did. I would love to go work on a car or a motorcycle, but it's just not possible. I can't even get my back fence finished. My backyard is sitting in a shambles because there's not enough of me to get out there and do it. And now the mower's giving me trouble. Um, I am encouraged by your words. Thank you very much. However, Mayhem, if I prove it every day, it's because I put my feet on the ground in the morning and I talk to myself and I say, God grant me serenity to accept things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And number two, don't be an asshole. In my natural state, I'm an ass. You are not washed up. Your path has just changed to something different. Well, I'm going to tell myself that. Um, I hope that is the truth in the case, and whatever. But I find it a little hard. This whole new computers thing and the computer problems I've been having have almost convinced me I'm not any good at working on computers either. Mayhem, I'm going to joke with you. God might not make junk. However, he made me related to the guy that made the douche. Okay? That's about all you need to know. It 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 takes a good bit from me because my natural state is very grumpy, and it's my mother coming out in me, and it concerns me because I don't want to be that way. I would rather be a much nicer, happier person. There is a crack back there, and yes, I did say it. But I had somebody I worked with one time. He said, "Man," he said, "you're always downplaying yourself." I said, "Why is it?" He said, "Why is that? You're really a talented technician." And I said, "I'm also an egomaniac, and I've been on that side of it, and I'm a narcissist, and I'm all these bad things of the folks that are walking around in the world that think they're something, and I am a much nicer person when I go." I have felt like that the world would find a replacement for me with great ease, because there's really not a whole lot that I do or don't do. I can say that I take care of Randy and Taz. Now after that, anything else is gravy thereof. Gosh, I don't want that to clip like that, but I want it to be there. I don't like it, but it is what it is. And if they would only let you put the sign on the other side of the magnesium. I'm just going to see if I can do this, because that's just the kind of day it's been. Oh, that's just way too big. Oh, you pain in the butt. Can't do it. That would have been nice. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to have a pity party right here in public. Sometimes it happens. Yes, I am a flaming narcissist. You just haven't seen it. You don't know. Looked at my youngest stepdaughter, and I told her, said something about being biased. She said, "You're not biased." I said, "You have no idea how biased I am." Welcome to being human. Because I don't show that side of me, Mayhem. I'm a flaming narcissist. Flattery will get you everywhere. You can lead me down that path very, very easily, and that's why I hold everybody at arm's reach until I see what you're doing or how you're doing. We're all pretty smart around here. We wouldn't waste our time if you were truly a jerk. Everybody had days we don't meet our own standards. Welcome to being human. And that's entirely true. Spent a hell of a lot of time in my youth being tone deaf to other folks. I expected them to give me grace and expected to give them none in return. I'm I would like to think I'm better than that, but in my natural state, if I just let it all go and lose all that awareness of myself, I'm an ass. I told Randy when we started dating, I said, lowest common denominator all the way down to the core, 100% asshole. She said, "Oh, I don't believe that." She found out. And she looked at me one day and she said, "You were right. You really are 100% asshole." Now, why did she stick around? I don't have a clue. Am I happy she stuck around? You bet your backside I am. When I say she's the best thing that ever happened to me, before we even got married, I said, there's a possibility the VA might send me to college. Do you have a problem with that? She said no. And when it came to pass, she was the sole breadwinner in the house and worked her ever-loving buttocks off. And let me go to college for, it was 4 years. 4 years and a semester or something. I don't know. There are days I look around at stuff and think that I'm, in my youth I could have done what I would have done. I've looked at used cars and went, in my youth I could have fixed that, and now it's like, country lady, you just don't know. I appreciate the word, but I know where the skeletons are at in my closet, and I 100% am, and could be, and but for the grace of God go I. Hey, finding good food out in the world. And here's the thing, I know it. I've been around people like me, and I have said to my son-in-law, you remind me a lot of me, and that is not a compliment. And that's the kind of things I think about. When I hear him start talking about IT or about doing something, he's hard driven to a fault, and so was I. He's, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. I don't give a damn what anybody says. But when it all comes blowing up on you, you expect somebody to at least be a little nice to you when it happens. And, that's probably the most tone-deaf thing you could do. I've treated people badly, all kinds of bad stuff. And yes, I'm quite narcissistic. But that's neither here nor there. Let us not dwell on that. That's the thing about yourself when you get to looking around. You know where all the skeletons are at in your closet. Nobody else does. They can't see that because you don't throw that closet open, wide open to let everybody see. Could I do super alloy rod? No, I can't. I need to go down and get the pinning tool because all this is driving me nuts. Nuts. I'm going to go off on a tangent for a second. I'm going out of game for a moment. Then let's refine it to recovering narcissist. Well, that's probably not a bad description when you come right down to it. I need to get into my browser. What am I doing here? I'm going to post a photo in Discord. I've just got to find it. Oh, and it's not going to let me do it. Oh, you pain in the butt. Now, there's another way. I know how. Recovering narcissist is probably the right word. And for as much as you're joking, that does kind of say it. Okay. Now let's... Nope, nope, nope. For everyone that is, go take a look at Discord, something I just posted. Okay, mouse, give me everything back now. Come on. There we go. Country lady, you're absolutely true. However, mine seem to come in the middle of the night when my eyes pop open at 3 a.m. And when I have unneeded arguments with my wife that make me realize, for as much as I think I've changed, I really, really haven't. Okay, let's get back. Get your head back in the game, fella. Now, for those of you who might be looking at Discord, what I just posted, I found that on the back of a Planters Peanuts. 14-year-old me was tickled by it, and so was 62-year-old me. I mean, let's be blunt. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make everything heavy this morning. Yep. Been there, done that. Have the t-shirt. Flowers, flowers, flowers. That's full, full, full. Yeah, I thought so. Now, my wife hates the Planters Peanuts guy because she said went to a store where there was somebody dressed up as the Planters Peanuts guy when she was a kid, and she'd tell you right off that she thinks the Planters Peanuts guy's creepy as hell. I can't much blame her. Once I got to looking at it, it was like, I hate to say that she's right, but she's right. Yeah, she doesn't like clowns neither. And, I can see that. I remember, gosh, one of my earliest memories after we moved to Knoxville was Christmas of that year. This would have been, gosh, Christmas of 69 or 70. And some guy came in the front door of our house dressed up in a Santa suit. And I'm the child of an alcoholic. That guy reeked of whiskey. I was 6-ish, and I didn't want to get close to him because when I say he reeked of whiskey, I'm not lying. I'm sure he was extruding the fumes of whiskey from every pore in his body. Uh, let's move the fabric somewhere. Let me get that out. Uh-oh, Joro's in my Discord. Hey, amen. Clowns are all possessed, yes. Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, let's take the explosives out of there because we can make it into explosive powder close enough. That's Joro just saying good morning. Or afternoon. It's just morning. Joro is awake. Yes, he is. Yurok Plays Gaming. Good morning. How are you? Don't believe I've ever seen you before. Hold it. And I knew that would put them at the bottom. Now, what do I have more of? Silicon. Yep. I think I can deposit one of those back. got the magnesium. And a second cobalt. Hello, John. How in the world are you? Have you seen that pesky Joro around? Haven't seen his smiling face in forever. My hydration level is low. Let me see. Mr. Hemingway. Yes. Okay, dear. Love you. And the boss is going for a walk with the Taz dog. And yes, I love you guys too, but I mean, I'm not sure I'd come right out and say it. Blustery night last night. Not a lot of kip, so been snoozing. Well, sometimes it happens. Let's go see if we can make a pressure rocket, because to get another one of those up wouldn't be terrible. And that's kind of useless at this point. Pressure is not moving as fast. So I'd almost rather do that again. Whoa. There are times this controller will get locked on to walking and you'll walk right by stuff because it'll do it automatically. It's a little worn out. See who's causing a ruckus again. They do like a good rave, I hear. I watch a gentleman on YouTube. His name is Farmcraft 101. And if you know anything about farming, this guy does everything. And he'll tell you right off that he's not good at some of it. But, yeah, he every time he changes a seal in something, he puts up a picture of a seal where the actual physical seal is sitting on his workbench or something. He's pretty funny. He also has jokes. My wife doesn't appreciate his jokes. And it was like, yeah, she's not. But my sophomorish sense of humor thinks it's funny as heck. John, I have to ask, are you just jealous? I do believe this space right here is going to be the auto crafter space. When that comes along, I think I'm going to have to take another thumbnail. I have to admit, the whole red glow thing, well done. And yes, there is water. And I probably could be progressing faster, but you know, you can't have everything. Thank you for pointing that out, Shaman. I did not realize it. After cleaning up this little bit of iridium, I think that's going to be the final official act of the day. Unless, of course, the green chest has been gotten off of that ledge. Darn it. Okay. Oh, let's not do that. And hit the base. Well, and look at how that rock just balanced. I'm not even going to be able to get back that dang door. Missed you a bit, huh? Okay. I saw a bumper sticker one time. It says, I miss my ex-wife, but my aim's getting better. I eat the best food I've got. Why? Because I'm just greedy like that. Should have gotten an Allstate agent. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, on account of mayhem happens. I'm telling you, mayhem, they're missing a perfect opportunity not to have you as an Allstate agent. Just saying. And now that we're out of the storm, I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize. I know this stream has been all over the place. Didn't mean to have a pity party in front of, you know, the good Lord and everybody. However, We're at 20, going toward 21 MTI. We're 36% into lakes because we're at liquid water. So that tells me that's going to keep going up. Let's see, what did I accomplish? Nothing more than building a lot of crazy things in the other game, and then coming in here and, do what I do because I do it. Because Planet Crafter is the perfect talk and play game because nothing's looking to attack you. You might get hit by an asteroid, but that's all right. Can I get back out the front door? Yes, I can. Country lady, I appreciate that. Okay, if anybody has parting words, oh, hush, you're fine. Don't make me get all bossy heifer on you because I will. Yes, dear. That's the best answer I have for you. I didn't know you were a bossy heifer. Did anyone else know Shaman was a bossy heifer? Surely that hasn't happened in the public view. I mean, just saying. All right, that's where we're going to leave it. I appreciate you guys being here. I know it was kind of a mess of a stream, but it was, what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. And now I got to get up and get moving because we're going to go see grandkids. Yay! And I didn't even drink all my coffee. I got so involved. Okay. And almost sounded sincere. You did what, John Hemingway? Really dislike the lag between talking in the chat, but you can't do nothing about it. Bye, everyone. I love you all. We love you too, Darlene. And I'm glad you got your glasses straightened out. That's a big thing. Have fun. See you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow morning, Grounded 2. Most likely Country Lady will be here with me unless, she can't. Then we'll deal with it. But, all right, that's where we're going to leave it. You guys have a good one. See ya. Sunday. Got something special coming up that I haven't announced yet, but it's going to be Country Lady, myself, and Big Dave. We're getting the band back together, so don't miss Sunday morning. It'll probably be pretty enjoyable. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.